just let darkness take this over. Unveil the sorry, death and strawberry, the bravest, the only will to believe. Calling me, the shrieking aloud, ghost inside of me, hauntingly hypnotize me, chasing lights into the night, through black and white, displaying my pride, my soul. There's nothing I've left to lose. I owe this life to you. Lay
And hello everyone, welcome to another chess tournament. It's been a while. I think I hosted the last one last year. Decided to host another one, just looking for games that might be interesting to host instead of Hellish Quart, and I thought chess would be pretty fun. The community tends to enjoy these tournaments, so figured I would do that. Might be able to hear them a little bit sick. My throat's just a bit off. It's not a big deal though. Still happy to host. And it should be less talking this time compared to the USFC, so that's good. The event's not starting just yet. We still have 6 minutes, but I wanted to start the stream a bit earlier just so that people know that it is very important that you show up on time. If you don't, I think you're given a minute window to still join. It's not like instant, but you can get forfeited if you don't show up. And there's nothing I can do about that if you aren't there. So make sure you're present on Lee Chess. You know the link to the tournament that I provided. Just click that and you're good to go. It's a rapid tournament, 15-10. That means it's a 15-minute game with 10-second increment. For those who are not aware, it's going to be a Swiss tournament. That's why all the matches are simultaneous, and essentially once all the matches are done, it'll be like a matchmaking system, and based on whether you won or you lost, you'll be matched up with somebody who's ideally close to your level over time, and that's how the winners will be decided. Eventually, there'll be like a gold medal match, so to speak, between the two top players in the tournament, and that will decide the winner. 4 rounds. I'm not going to do any more than that because that would just be excessive. And yeah, should be pretty straightforward. And I don't think it'll take that long because the matches are happening simultaneously. It'll take like 2 hours, I think, maximum. I really don't think it would take that long, but we're not looking at a long tournament today. I think last time it was an hour and a bit. So, and there won't be like technical problems that hold us up, I don't think. That's the nice thing about this. We just play, don't even think about it. And yeah, I think that's 4 participants who are here. I'm not sure if a beer is away, but it is what it is if he is. Nice to see Piper. That's Wang Dane Bob Destiny. By the way, that is Piper. Piper's account on Lead Chess. And you can see our elos are inflated. That's because we have a lot of new players. And I'm still relatively new on Lead Chess. I'm 1100 rated, close to 1100 rated on chess.com, but not quite there, but on the climb to 1100. I like to think I'm 1100 level, but no higher than that at the moment for sure. Yeah, technically I'm 1000 something, but problem at the 1000 sort of level to 1100 level is there's some players who are still terrible players and you'll beat them easily. But then there's these players who will grind you down and at some point somebody blunders and it's either going to be you or them and it's a tough game. So that's the struggle I've been having. So I've been kind of going up and down between 1000 and 1100. But yeah, Lee Chess is known for being a bit inflated, and it's always going to be inflated when you're a new joiner. That's normal. Chess.com does it that way too, but if you start losing or winning, then it starts to figure out where you probably should be as far as ELO. Yeah, so we don't have some crazy good chess players necessarily in this tournament. Most of us are beginners to intermediate level players, so I'd say on a given day anybody can beat anybody, but obviously those who are more experienced might have a little bit of an advantage. I think Piper's a favorite, Oak's a favorite. I might well be a favorite, but we'll see. I think I'm a bit rusty, but definitely Piper and Oak. Those are the two I'm going to be watching. Don't know about Captain Adler, though. We'll see. Yeah, because Piper and Oak on a given day can absolutely kick my ass as well. It's totally up in the air. Nearing 2 minutes till start time, so for those who are not here yet, make sure you show up. Very, very important. I'll just check the competition talks, and I won't be in the comms because I'd prefer for the stream to be a bit delayed while I'm doing commentary. I'll try not to give away best moves or anything like that. While I'm watching, there's some fair play measures that are naturally in place on lead chess, so it shouldn't be a big problem. I'll move between games as much as possible, and yeah. I'll be spending most of the time, I suspect, playing my own games anyway, so don't expect a crazy amount of commentary, but I'll try to move between games as we go. Yeah, I got pinged. Hang on. I'm gonna bring Discord up on my phone as well in case people want to message me there. But YouTube chat is gonna be the best place to reach me. It might be a bit delayed, but we're not starting early a beer. We're starting right at start time. Yeah, I'm not starting early at all. If anything, I'm starting right on the dot. So all I did was input the time into Lichess, and Lichess is doing the rest, counting down for us, and then I guess you'll get a minute if you're not present to join. Looks like a beer is here. That's good. Brilliant. And I'm playing against Info. Good luck, Info. You have the white pieces, so here we go. Oh, you get 20 seconds to play the first move. Yeah, so hopefully Info's here. Beautiful. Okay. Hmm? Oh, Piper's not here. Darn, that's not good. Hopefully that gets sorted out. Just trying to see, is there like some kind of trick here, or is this just a free pawn? Yeah. What? What I will say to players, by the way, is I highly recommend, like, you've got 15 minutes. I would say take your time. I'm not saying Edfo's not taking your time, just it's generally a good idea on such a time control. A lot of players don't do that, and it leads to blunders. It's a very common mistake, even at my level. And I'm not claiming to be like an amazing chess player or anything, but I am intermediate level. So I can tell you, like even at that level, people just play way too fast sometimes. And I'm guilty of it sometimes as well. I'm definitely not immune to that type of play. Okay, so I see what info is doing here, but you can see why that's actually a little bit of a mistake, I believe. Yeah, I see the thinking behind it, but that's continuity. You don't really want to allow that. Hmm. No, I see that. I think I see the thinking there. Definitely some creative moves on Info's part. Gotta give credit there. I don't know if they're actually the best, to be honest, but they're definitely creative, so props there. I feel like I'm fumbling something, even though I'm winning. Yeah, I think I've gotta show no mercy. I think I'm being a little too passive at times. Just doubling, double checking there's not something here. And I think Info has to block, right? Don't know if that was the piece you had to block with, but yeah, there's something where it's gonna get taken there. Yeah. Still, credit where credit's due. Info was playing some creative moves there that gave me a little bit of pause. Those types of players can be tough to play against sometimes. It's obviously not working out, but I see the thinking behind the moves. And chess is hard. You can come up with creative ideas and still fall short. Very tough game. Okay, defends the rook. It's pretty smart. And I think Info's looking to play this with the next move. How do we disallow that? Oh, we can check the king. Fair enough. Good game info. And we're on to the next round. Piper won his turn, his match, which is good. Glad he showed up. Not much to commentate on, unfortunately, but that's how it goes. Some of these games can be over pretty quickly. Hope you guys are enjoying it, though. Round 2 is started. Oak. Okay. Oak's going to be a tough one. Good luck, Oak. What's that bishop doing there? Nobody likes you. I think I fucked something up here. Yeah, that's what he wanted. I feel like I'm in a lot of trouble. Although on paper I'm just trading, but I just don't like the position. Yeah. trying to think, what can you follow up with? Definitely want to get rid of this, like this whole problem I have. Okay, so he trades me down. I'm trying to think, now what? He hasn't castled, which I actually don't think is that big of a deal for him. You see what I mean? Oak is very punishing when you make a mistake. Okay, castling makes sense. And I think just get the hell out. Trouble is, my knight is still kind of in an awkward spot. Pieces aren't super active either. Okay. Once again, that makes sense. Yeah, I've got to get momentum back somehow. Get my pieces out. Okay. Against Oak, you gotta take every free pawn you can grab. I assume it's free anyway. Um, I don't see anything he can do, but he's got that, which I don't like. But I think he just gives up another pawn if he does that, right? Genuinely don't know. I think getting the bishop in the game is surely not a bad move, though, so. And I'm threatening some other stuff. What this does, though, is it stops this. So I would love to get rid of that. Okay. And there's some different ways I can do that. I don't think all of them are great. Also good on Oak to spot that. Yeah, I think it's time to put the foot on the gas pedal. Still a bit concerned about that, but I don't think that actually wins for him. I think that just um, takes a pawn back, or attempts to. I still think I'm fine. Nicely spotted. Um, but does that work? Because I think I can still play. I can even do that, to be honest. Yeah, I think he wants to infiltrate. I think that's the idea, and I think it's a good one. Yeah, this one might be a longer one, folks. Yoke is a very strong player. There's no wonder he won the first game that he played. Would have been quite surprising, actually, if he didn't, if you ask me. We have quite a rivalry on Hellish Quart, and it's quite the same in chess as well. Don't know who's leading and wins, but it's always a good game. I think his major problem now is gonna be defending that bishop. I'm not sure if he can, to be honest. Well, he can get out of there, but then what? Is the thing. Okay. So I see what he's doing there. It does two things. It defends this, and it gets his bishop out of danger. Does this move have a threat? I I don't see one. I think it's more just getting the rook out of the way. Nice. Okay. Is there an easy follow-up, I wonder? You can see our ratings too. We're pretty close on lead chess. Oak is a bit above me. I can assure you I am not actually a 1600 level player though. It's, I wish. And I'm not saying I'll never get there, but that's why the question mark's there. It's still trying to figure that out. If I was playing matches against random people, I would have a better idea. I don't know if tournaments like this actually do much to inform it, but maybe they do. Maybe they do. I feel like Oak is very paralyzed right now. I think that's why he's spending some time thinking here. I'm not sure if he actually has a way out of this. The pieces are just coordinating pretty well together. It wasn't looking good at first, though. I have to say, Oak did a great job throwing me off balance. But then I won that pawn, and all of a sudden I'm on the attack again. There might be some move to save the game that I'm not aware of, but I don't see it. And I feel like, yeah, even that doesn't work. I'm not going to say out loud what I'm thinking, but yeah. I don't think Oak's listening, but still. Oak's always shows good sportsmanship and whatnot. Yeah, I really cannot see a way forward that looks good for Oak. As insane as that might seem. I think the key is really that you got this. Because I was thinking of this, but, or not that, but I'm pretty sure that's just, you take. Interesting. He moves the king. And I think the reason is he wants to do like a sort of nothing move that doesn't really change the position much, but at least he's taken his turn. But I think it's still a rough moment for Oak, and I think he's well aware of that. So obviously I've got this. That's all clear. But I'm trying to think, what else do I have? Do I have something that's more forcing? I don't think I need to overthink this too much. I think just we take this victory. I've got some nasty follow-ups on the way. Plus, we don't really like that bishop pointing at our king. would rather my king not get JFK'd out of nowhere. So, bishop sniper waiting for him. Nice, yeah, he saw that. Antivirus being weird there. OBS disconnected? Okay. Weird. OBS disconnected for a moment, but I'm still here. As far as I know, the internet connection for Lichess is fine, so not sure what that was about, but nevertheless, we're back. Nice try by Oak there, but the key is that I can check him still. Now, what's the follow-up is the question. Not quite. Whew, good game, Oak. Good game. It's just, I think it really came down to small things in the end. Like I took that free pawn and the position eventually collapsed. Sometimes it literally comes down to that and then, yeah. Yeah, I honestly thought I was in trouble too. Hey, next round will start soon. Yeah, so this one might actually take about 2 hours, especially if we get some awesome grindy games like that, but that's still perfectly fine. I suspect I'm playing Piper next. Yeah. Okay. So Piper's the other one I'm a little concerned about. Yeah, so Piper plays chess a lot like how he plays Hellish Court. He just goes. He plays weird openings that you think make no sense and should not work. But somehow he makes them work. Like he plays super fast, just goes in. His strategy is I'm gonna bring the pieces forward. And you're gonna like it. Um, yeah, it's an awkward position, it feels like. I'm sure to some chess expert this would be obvious how to proceed, but for me it's not. I feel like he wants this. What's the thing? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. Yeah, see that's the thing, hey. But this does open him up. Usually, you don't want to give away a bishop like that for a knight, but I think for the sake of doubling his pawns and getting the rights to castle, eliminating any offensive possibilities on Piper's part, I think it's the right move. But very, very often you don't want to do what I just did. Better have a reason for it if you're gonna engage in shenanigans like that. Man, Piper really does not want me to castle that side. Um, yeah, but like, what does he do from here? I mean, it's obvious what he wants here. I think. Yeah, but this is what Piper does. He plays the weirdest openings, but there's still a thought process behind them, and it's designed to trip you up. So you're not gonna have an easy time of it, even if you're looking at the position and wondering what the hell he's smoking, because there's a method to the madness. Even if the computer hates a lot of the stuff he probably does, I assume. I would be really curious to analyze his games and see what the hell the computer thinks. But we don't have the time for that on stream, so. And look at that, he's spending like no time. That's the other thing. He plays pretty quick when he wants to. Yeah, that was. You see, already Piper is thinking about attacking. That's what Piper does. Not quite yet. If I go there, it's just. I don't think that works, actually. I'd rather not allow that bishop sacrifice. Or not, it's not even a sacrifice, actually. Well, it could be down the road. Right now, it isn't gonna work, but just would rather not allow it. Um, do I undouble his pawns? I think so. The one saving grace right now is a bunch of his pieces right now are very sad. They're like, why the hell don't I get to do anything? But once more, Piper's got a plan. Don't like this pin. I also don't like extending my pawns too much. Yeah, I see what the idea is there. I don't know if it works, but it does make sense. I'm up a pawn though, so like surely there's something I have. It's really how I'm trying to play my games right now. Like I'm generally speaking, I'm what's called a tactical player in chess. I love to just force my opponent into the palm of my hands into a certain sequence of moves. Again, kind of like how I play Hellish Court. But in chess, there are times where you have to play more strategically. And it's just as simple as that. Now, I think getting rid of his bishop makes sense. Damn it. No way. I thought for sure I was winning. How is this happening? I probably was at some point and then I screwed it up. I don't know how. Like, I only have so many legal moves, so I think I'm in trouble. If this knight wasn't here, like I had something, but it's just I might be in trouble for sure now. I mean, there's a way to prolong the game, I see right away, but again, it's just prolonging the game. It's not winning by any stretch, and it only prolongs it by a little bit. Possible, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like if I went, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not sure there is much here. That's just mate though, yeah. That doesn't work. He pre-moved it. And I know my queen's done. It's just there's nothing I can do. I swear I was winning though. That is crazy. Well played the Piper though. Yeah, very well played. He really, yeah, he does. You think you're winning and then he just walks all over you. It's insane. It is fascinating though how sometimes that is the case that people will play chess exactly how they play other games or how they do martial arts or whatever it happens to be. There's some type of overlap. Yeah, I'm dumbfounded, but you can see I wasn't singing his praises for nothing. Obviously, I messed something up pretty bad there, and the rest is history. A beer now. I'm not gonna underestimate a beer. He said he's bad, but I've seen people before, they say they're not very good at something, and it's some psychological trick. So I'm gonna be ruthless with a beer if he makes mistakes. Yeah, yeah, his play style is exactly the same. It's incredible. You should see him playing Baldur's Gate too. He'll just go off and do his own thing when we're doing our campaign and cause mayhem. Somehow we'll get out of it, but it's hilarious. Am I finally gonna be able to play a regular collie system? Granted, I think part of the reason, like even Oak, like he was tripping me up at first in the mid game. Some interesting moves. I think Piper, yeah, he must have beaten Oak by now, so that's pretty wild as well. What are you doing there? Okay, trades that off, it looks like. And, you know, in regular collie system, usually you want to start pushing here. That's the goal. And you've got like this supporting, and ideally you've got the knight supporting as well. You might have a rook here, and you just go forward like that once you've set up. But I think I just win this. It's change. But I'm also thinking like if he takes, I could just. And and the nice thing is this bishop too. It looks like it's blocked in at first, but when stuff like this happens, it's there, supporting all this action. So I think that's fine. Not typically how Coley games go, but I don't see a problem. I'm just thinking, does that knight have any threats? I don't think it does, so I think we just kick that knight. I think I see what he's trying to set up, but it doesn't work. Oh, yeah, he just takes the pawn like that, but kind of surprised actually he did that. Yeah, so that's just a accounting mistake, and that happens to a lot of people. That's not to say a beer is stupid or anything like that. That's actually a very normal mistake in chess. It's just you lose count in the exchange, whatever the reason might be, and you start running into a little bit of trouble. Chess is really not about intelligence the way people think of it anyway. It's a fairly common misconception. I'm just wondering if there's like a bishop sacrifice thing. I really don't think there is. I think you usually need a knight there to do stuff like that. So that's off the table. But I think what he's looking to do is he's looking to come in like this. And then the idea is then I can't take like that. And he's also attacking this at the same time. Yeah, I don't like retreating moves, but I mean in this case, I think it's fine. It just completely blunts whatever it is he's trying to do because his bishop cannot do much. And hopefully we start like coming in. Problem with these retreating moves is I'm getting a little passive, which I'm not a fan of. You might try this. I'm just going through. I've got options if he does. Okay. So that move to me doesn't look fantastic for two reasons, and that's that he's blocking his bishop and that he's opened his king a little bit. And I'm aware he might be listening, but I hope he's learning some things. I know he's a little bit newer from what he said, so it's all good. Chess is a very tough game. Really, I just hope he learns a few things here or there. Maybe he'll pull something or I'll blunder. You just never know. I'm not an incredible chess player by any means. I don't see anything that queen can do. I will say though, Beer is staying in the game. He's not throwing away all of his pieces, so kudos to him for that. Even at 1,000 level, to be honest, there's people who will just throw away pieces for no reason. It happens all the time. Honestly, a lot of people on this server could get to 1,000 level surprisingly quickly if they set their minds to it. It's intermediate level. It's not like you're a chess god the moment you hit 1,000. I could also threaten his queen, but I'm pretty sure he'd just move it. And kudos to Beer, he's moving his rooks around. I like to see that. I really should be a little bit, start getting a little more active myself. Got this bishop, gotta use it. Okay, I see what he might be trying. Like, if he sees this, that's nice on his part. I think ironically that defends it, right? Pretty sure it does. Or I just move like that. Yeah, really nice that he saw that. It's definitely not over just yet. It's funny, I didn't get a chance to commentate any of the games, but from a fair play perspective, it's probably best. There is a delay, but still. If I'm calling out moves that people should have seen, it's kind of. I would try to avoid that as much as possible and just look at the broad like situation, but not that I think people are cheaters here, but it's easy to tune in, so. But usually what I would do in the other tournaments that I did is I would move between games pretty fast as well, so that also helps. You plus YouTube delay and stuff. And there's no like eval bar that people can just look at, so that's also good. It used to be on chess.com, you could just look at the eval bar if you're watching any game, but they've disabled that because of fair play concerns. If you're watching a tournament, it's highly delayed, like an official tournament, they do have those, but it's delayed such that even if somebody were to listen in, they would not get any helpful information. Somebody playing Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer. I don't know if you saw that Steam notification. That's an old one now. Oh shit. Yeah, he saw it. Fuck me. I'm an idiot. I miscalculated. Yeah, didn't see this. See, I can make mistakes too. Definitely far from being immune to that. Not good. Not good at all. This should be an entertaining game. Um, Shit, I might be just done. There might be nothing I can do. Well, I mean, I do have check. That was part of the point of playing that, so. Oh my god. Oh man. Listen, Abir, though, you've played very well. And I genuinely messed up there. That was not me, like, giving you a free win or anything like that. That was genuinely a blunder, so it happens. It happens. You played very well though. I think Abir said he like the other thing with Abir's play is he actually has like opening ideas. So you didn't see the pin. I mean that again, that is a tough listen. You might seem like you're not dumb. That kind of thing is really advanced actually for a beginner, certainly. It happens. So don't worry about it. I don't know if you would agree, sure no, but pins for beginners, they seem to be very tough to see. I remember I was very proud of myself when I started seeing those when I was learning chess, so learning how to play for the first time. Of course, Magnus would look at those and go, "Oh, there's a child's play," but different levels. I mean, I could be a dumbass and be like, "Oh, I'll take his rook, sacrifice, and still win," but I'm not gonna be like that. I've seen a beer's potential, so there will be no shenanigans like that. We're just gonna win this. It might actually be a decent idea, but no, don't do that. Take the draw. What draw? No, I don't care if you're winning, man. That's part of the game, I'm afraid. All right. Oh, did Piper mess something up? Oh, he wanted to offer a draw to his opponent. He wanted to be honorable. Yeah, so Oak wins it. Wow. And I think that's simply a result of beating Piper. So well done to Oak. I'm glad I beat the winner, but all the same, Oak did great. He beat the one who beat me, so that's all there is to it. Interesting statistics, you can see stuff like how much white has won, how much black has won. Often white does have an advantage, although this was quite a stark difference. Most people prefer playing white, so no surprise. Glad there were no buys, glad there were no absences. Buys are kind of annoying to deal with, but often a byproduct of the Swiss system. So it just is what it is. That's what it says that you won. It's due to the tie break. Yeah, it's like you beat the guy who beat me. Probably Buchenholz or something. I don't know how you pronounce that. Buchenholz. But yeah, you can see it was a really close tournament, so I can't be complain about losing that. GG's, guys. Won't keep you any longer. Good tournament. Couldn't commentate any games because a bunch of mine took a while, but regardless, I'll see you next time.